I've been asked to bring you up to date in relation to the childcare project at Bayview. As many of you will recall, some time ago we received an initial presentation from Joel Plotnick and Rob Palmer from Churches of Christ when they outlined the childcare concept. At that point, the details of how this would work were still being developed. The general principles underlying the project that were outlined and are still integral to the project are: firstly, this was an opportunity for Bayview to connect with and serve the community. It was never just about money, but also about us using what God has given us and serving our local community. Secondly, that the operational risk is to be assumed by Churches of Christ. Bayview's role will be to provide the land on which the childcare centre will be built and to look for ministry opportunities. The operations will be conducted by a specialist team from Churches of Christ. Thirdly, it's a long-term project. The amount of money that is required to be invested is significant, more than $3 million, and so it will take many years to recoup this investment. The financial modelling shows that it will take 18 to 20 years to recover the Churches of Christ investment and to repay Bayview's current debt. Fourthly, our debt will be dealt with. The financial return for Bayview is that the current debt of approximately $1.6 million will be fully serviced and repaid from the profits of the childcare centre. In other words, we don't have to worry about paying interest or principal on the money that was borrowed to create the facilities that we currently enjoy. Fifthly, there will be an enduring financial return. Once the Bayview debt is cleared and the Churches of Christ investment has been recovered, which is expected to be 18 to 20 years, there will be an ongoing return for Bayview from the ongoing lease of the land that we will contribute to the project. Sixthly, the church will have some use of the facilities. The agreement is that the church will be able to make use of the facilities for kids' church and other children's ministries. Since the initial discussions, there have been many changes to the way in which the project is to be structured and delivered. It is now recognised that it would be unfair for the rest of the Churches of Christ congregations for Bayview to be the sole beneficiary from this project. The Churches of Christ entities are stewards of the resources they have and must use these prudently and fairly without bias. But the benefits to Bayview are that the project enables us to build greater links into our community and to serve them. We get a generous return because we will be freed from our $1.6 million debt. We will get an ongoing return at the end, maybe not as much as we'd hoped for, but a fair return nevertheless. And we don't bear any of the operational risk. But Churches of Christ are taking the bulk of the financial risk, and they deserve to have this investment returned to them so that they can do other projects in the future with other churches. The leadership community requested that Russell Christian and I support Steve in this project. And we've been working with Churches of Christ and their lawyers to ensure that the documents that record the arrangements are clear and properly record the agreements that have been reached and do not expose the church to any risk beyond the contribution of the land to the project. We're now approaching the final stages and expect that in early April demolition will commence. Between now and then, contracts need to be finalised and signed off by Churches of Christ, and Bayview needs to sign off on the agreements recording our participation. This week our prayer focus is the childcare centre. Please pray for the Churches of Christ team as they finalise the practical arrangements, but also pray that the project would open up opportunities to serve and minister to our local community over the years that lie ahead. Although this is a commercial venture that will enable Bayview's debt to be dealt with, it is primarily an opportunity for our church to be connected with and serve our local community in new ways. So let's pray together to this end this week. Thanks.